Hello and welcome to the Aragon Analytics review of the Glock 41 in 45 ACP. This is like all other Glocks, a polymer frame striker fired pistol in 45 ACP. We'll go over some of the measurements. Weight unloaded is 27 ounces, which is excellent for a gun of this size. Barrel length is 5.31 inches. It's 8.9 inches in length, 5.47 inches in height, and 1.28 inches in width. So before we get on with the rest of this review, I just need to clear the weapon. This is a home defense weapon for me, so I just want to make sure that the weapon is clear before I start handling it. And speaking of handling, like most of the larger Glocks, I find that this pistol is extremely comfortable in hand. I have fairly large sized hands, somewhere between an extra large and a large, more I'd say large sized glove usually. This Gen 4 Glock has the, as all the Gen 4s in these larger sizes have the slim frame with the multiple backstrap system. I've found that for my hand, if I just leave all the back straps off, this gun, much like the Glock 20 that I did in another review, the grip frame's identical, and I just find it extremely comfortable. Good amount of traction. No need to add stippling or extra grip tapes or anything like that. It's super comfortable in hand. The trigger is the standard Glock trigger that I'm sure you have all heard about ad nauseum. Now, as far as how the gun actually handles while being fired, I'm going to do, or attempt to do, a quick cutaway to show you what I think is one of the best attributes about this gun. This particular Glock has a slightly longer slide than usual, and for the large size Glocks, instead of having the large thick slide, they've actually thinned out this dimension of the slide and just made the slide longer. Now, the longer barrel length, in addition to providing slightly greater accuracy, inherent accuracy, it also makes it easier to hit the target by giving you a longer sight radius, meaning the distance from the front sight to the rear sight is longer, and therefore it's easier to acquire proper sight alignment and easier to maintain that proper sight alignment, easier to detect if the sight alignment is going off kilter while you're pulling the trigger. And all that adds up to, well, we'll get to that in the accuracy stuff a little later. So let's do a quick cutaway to the range, and I'll show you just how soft the recoil is on this 45 ACP handgun. As mentioned, it's not an overly heavy firearm, but just the generous grip, the polymer frame, the longer slide, the longer barrel, all of it contributes to relatively light recoil for a 45 ACP, and ability to quickly recover for follow-up shots. So hang on, and we'll come back to the review after this quick demonstration of the gun under recoil. Okay, so as you can see, for a 45 ACP, it's a fairly soft recoiling gun. Before we move on to reliability and accuracy, I just wanted to show you guys a comparison of the Glock 41 here in this hand to the Glock 20. As you can see, which will be the same dimensions as a Glock 21 in 45 ACP. There's the difference in length, and you can also see that the width dimension on the slides is different. Now, if you take a Glock 17, compare it to the Glock 41, you'll see there's your difference in slide length, but take a look at the width of the slides is basically identical. So that'll just give you some idea of what the outer dimensions of the pistol are and give you a better visual reference for the aesthetics of the gun as well. Reliability, that's easy. 0 jams, 0 malfunctions, 0 problems of any kind. Doing Glock reviews, sometimes watching Glock reviews, can be a little boring because they just freaking work. Rounds count on this particular gun is probably between 600 to 800 rounds, and when I say no malfunctions, I mean no malfunctions. No magazine-induced malfunctions, no ammunition-induced malfunctions, although that's not an attribute of the gun, it's just the way that it worked out. 0 malfunctions of any kind. Accuracy on this gun is, I would say, outstanding. I think it's really more a function of the added sight radius, lengthened sight radius, and the excellent ergonomics do help you keep the gun, keep the sights aligned as you're pulling the trigger. This is just an exceptionally accurate gun. Now I'm going to do another cutaway to the range and show you folks basically shooting at a reduced silhouette at the you'll see it's out at what the range says is the 10-yard line, and although I was kind of taking my time, I wasn't being extra special careful, and I was not shooting from a supported position or anything like that. That's just me on a average to below average accuracy kind of day, shooting at a target that you will notice is moving slightly. It's slightly swaying back and forth. So I'm making up all the excuses I can before I show you my slightly subpar range day here, but let me assure you that the gun is capable of the accuracy that's going to be shown in the following little range clip, and it's capable of better accuracy than that under better conditions with a better shooter. So anyway, let's go ahead and cut away to that quick range clip of the accuracy testing. Excellent accuracy. Okay, you can go ahead and stop.
Agree.
Okay, so as you can see, although the shooter wasn't quite up to the task at the time, the gun demonstrates some really decent accuracy. Keep in mind that that small oval, that pale oval section in the center of the silhouette target is smaller than the size of a credit card. So that'll give you some idea of scale. And you can see that without a lot of effort, it's relatively easy to keep all your rounds within that mark, even shooting the crappy Blazer brass ammo that I was shooting at the range that day. On to ammo. As far as ammo selection for this particular gun, I have opted for the 185 grain plus P Golden Saber. This particular round, out of a 5-inch barrel, now this is a 5.3-inch barrel, but out of a 5-inch barrel, it's rated at 1,140 feet per second and delivers 534 foot-pounds of energy. That is exceptional for a 45 ACP loading. It also has the added benefit of shooting really soft out of this gun. I think it's kind of a function of the low bullet weight and the way that whatever powder selection they have, how it burns in the barrel, whatever. It seems to take full advantage of that longer barrel. It's a really soft recoiling round that's delivering 534 plus foot-pounds of energy. Actually, probably a little more because this is a longer than 5-inch barrel. But anyway, that's the load that I've selected. As far as, what would you use this gun for? Well, if you're not a law enforcement officer or something in that area, you're probably going to be looking at using this as a home defense firearm. As you can see, mine is equipped with a weapon-mounted light. I strongly advocate the use of weapon-mounted lights on any gun that you're going to use for defensive purposes, if you can manage it. Now, a lot of carry guns, it's just too difficult to put a weapon-mounted light on, but as a bedside table gun, something that you're going to access quickly for a home defense purpose, this I think is a just outstanding choice. Soft recoil, extremely accurate, delivers a 534 foot-pound present to whomever is looking to do you harm, and it does so with exceptional reliability. I really can't recommend the gun highly enough. Now, at the time I bought this gun, these were fairly new. They've been out for a while now. I'm kind of hesitant to discuss price because it fluctuates so much. But I think at the time it was in the $650 range, and I think that's completely acceptable for what I consider an outstanding defensive pistol. So anyway, thank you so much for coming by to take a look at this gun, and we'll look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Thanks a lot. Bye.